Hi there, my name is Emma Pigeon. I will be guiding you through a yoga class today. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for finding it. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you've hit the subscribe button if you like my content, and let's get ready to practice today. We're gonna get started on our back. So bring your feet towards the top of your mat and lie all the way down in a comfortable position. Please feel free to use any sort of props during your practice that you'd like, blocks, bolsters, blankets. Make yourself of the utmost comfort right here. So walk the shoulder blades underneath you, sprawl your arms. If you prefer, you could bring the bottoms of your feet to touch or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel free to try some different things, find what feels best for you. If you feel comfortable where you are, start to close your eyes. Allow anything that has or has not happened yet today to slowly fade away. Release any attachment from any events, any conversations, or anything that's still left maybe on your to-do list. Know that after your practice, you can resume anything that needs to be done. But while you're on your mat, give your fullest attention to your breath and to your body. Wherever you are in relation to your breath, exhale and press it all out. Draw a slow breath in. Feel your chest, diaphragm, and low belly all the way to the hips inflate. And exhale, let that go. Another before we begin to move. Big breath in. And exhale. When you're ready, take a full body lengthen. Arms overhead, toes point. Maybe point and flex your toes. Roll out the wrists, the ankles while you're here. And then let's go ahead, take opposite elbows here. I want you to walk your feet a little bit to the right and then walk your upper body a little bit to the right as well. So you're making kind of a crescent moon shape. If you'd like even more, you could take your left foot on top of your right and kind of press that left foot forward. So you feel a nice big lengthen through the left side of the body. Maybe even look down towards your feet, towards your right hip. If your left foot's on top of your right, remove it. Walk your feet back through center, your head back through center, and then walk your feet to the left and kind of move your upper body over to the left. So feeling a nice big stretch through the right side. Now if you'd like, right foot on top, kind of press that foot forward to help lengthen the entire right side. Back of the head down, squeeze your left oblique, squeeze your glutes. If that right foot's on top, release it. Walk your feet back through center, head back through center. One more time, lengthen your arms. And then hug your knees into your chest. Keep your right leg in, extend your left leg all the way. If that's too much, bend your left knee like bridge pose. Let's take a half happy baby. Stack your right ankle over your knee and then try to pull the shin bone down into the knee joint. You could grab your feet, or the outside edge of your foot, your big toe, or you could grab your ankle shin bone if that feels better. I like left hand at the top of the thigh to keep that left hip down. Gently tuck your chin for 3, 2. Right hand to the knee or peace sign fingers to the big toe. Extend your leg as much as you can. Now, if you've got your big toe, I want to get your shoulder down and your leg straight. Otherwise, grab the knee. We're going to go ahead and lift the forehead up towards the shin for 3, 2, 1. Lower your head down and then take your right leg out to the right. You could always use a strap, but I think the knee is a great modification, kind of like a open tree pose. You can even add a little press, right knee down to the mat. If you've got the big toe, just keep pulling the shoulder back into the joint and look to the left for 3. Keep stamping your left heel forward for 2. and 1. Slowly bring your leg up through center. If your leg is straight, grab the outside of the foot. If your knee is bent, grab the knee. Take right knee all the way over to the left for a twist. And once you get there, kind of think about your right hip going forward and your left hip pulling back towards you. It's going to help give you a little micro adjustment to feel the twist a little more. 3, 2, and 1. Gradually come back through center, right leg straight up, and then right leg will go to meet the left. Reach your arms overhead, inhale, big stretch, and hug both knees in, reset. Keep left leg in, extend right leg all the way, or like a bridge pose. Half happy baby. Stack your ankle over your knee, pull your shin bone down. Think knee towards the armpit. Flex your right foot so the heel is stamping forward. You almost feel like your right inner thigh is going down towards the mat. Breathe. Long spine. Left peace sign fingers to the big toe or grab the knee. Bring that leg up through center. Now I like big toe, and you can even bend the knee a little bit and try to pull the shoulder down. Even if you're bending the knee, you're still flexing the foot, so you're getting that nice big stretch through the back of the leg. Now, lift your head up, forehead towards your shin, squeeze your core for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head and shoulders down. Now, left leg out to the left. At this point, maybe some of you want to grab the knee. That's a great modification. If you're grabbing the knee, kind of press the leg down. If you're grabbing the big toe, you'll feel the stretch regardless. Let's go ahead and look off to the right for 3. Keep the right shoulder heavy, 2. And 1. Bring your left leg up through center. If your leg is straight, grab the outer edge of the foot. If your knee is bent, grab the knee and take it for your twist. Look off to the left. Try to keep the left shoulder down. And then this time you're thinking left hip forward, right hip pulls back a little bit towards you, so towards the right armpit. That's going to help you feel the twist more. 1 more breath. And then unwind through center. Extend both legs forward. Reach your arms. And hug your knees in. Start to rock up and down the length of your spine a few times. No rush at all. Once you feel you have some good momentum, use that and maybe the help of your hands to come into a standing forward fold at the top of your mat. Bend your knees a lot. Let your arms hang heavy or grab opposite elbows. I like to draw some figure 8s here with the elbows and kind of sway the head side to side while I'm doing that. Take any movement or stillness that you prefer. Start to feel some space in the back side of the body. And put some more effort behind your breath, in and out through the nose if possible. Let's switch to the opposite forearms on top if that's what you're doing. Sometimes it feels nice to bob the head up and down. Relax your jaw, soften the muscles in your face. Release your right hand down, bend your right knee a lot, and stretch your left arm up. Expand through your chest, and then take it for a half wrap, left arm behind the back. Lean a little bit to the right. If you're struggling here, it would be a great time for a block under your right hand for 3, 2, and 1. Switch, left hand replace right. Big reach up with that right arm. Expand your chest and lean a little left. The right thumb will turn back. Bend your elbow, half wrap. Lean to the left for 3. Maybe look up. 2, and 1. Right hand down. Turn your toes out, yogi squat. Drop your seat down. You can always sit on the block. Hands heart, or crawl your fingers forward if that feels better. Elbows press knees away. Draw your waistline in. Think about the spine lengthening, little tuck of your chin as your tailbone drops down. Pull your belly button back. And drop your seat down. Bring your shins forward, Navasana, boat pose. If you like more challenge, straighten your legs. Lift your sternum and plug your shoulders back. Stay here and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead, grab behind your shins. Try to just take one rock, get some momentum, and come back up to standing. Rise all the way up, little bit of a back bend. So we're gonna meet in a standing position, little back bend, and exhale, take it all the way down, forward fold. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, put your hands down and step back to a plank position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Look down between your thumbs. Increase the space between your mat and your chest. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your stomach for 3, 2, and 1 onto your stomach. Right arm all the way out to the right, palm down, and roll to the right. Step your left foot behind, relax your head. Stay here or take your left arm behind your back, half wrap. Some people might like to do a full bind. That's too much for me, but if that's what you like to do, by all means, go for it. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly roll back onto the stomach. Left arm out to the left and roll to the left. This is my absolute favorite shoulder stretch. It feels so nice. You can also do this against a wall, standing up. A nice little adjustment in your spine here. One more breath. And roll back onto your stomach. Slide both hands in under your shoulders. On your inhale, roll up cobra pose. You don't need to bring your knees out wider. Let's just go one breath to child's pose. Keep the knees where they are. Sink your tailbone back towards your heels. So you'll feel a little bit of rounding through your back. Your thighs are probably pressing into your chest or your ribs. Next, inhale, come up tabletop. Few rounds of cat-cow or any other spinal movement that feels good. Maybe you start with cat-cow, kind of take some inventory of how your body is feeling. And if there's another part of your body that really needs some movement or stretch, kind of tune into that and take it through. Each day, each practice is a little bit different, so feel free to adjust, make the poses work more for you. 2 more breaths. And we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. Keep the movement going. Pedal your legs. Shake your head out. Adjust your hands and feet as needed. And then find some stillness here. Pointer fingers point forward. Other 3 fingers splay out a little. Press your inner palm down between your thumb and pointer finger. Think of lengthening through your arms, pressing your mat forward away from you. Relax your neck and look between your feet or up towards your belly button. Knit your ribs in a little bit, pull your belly button up, and lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee, stack your hips, and then roll out the ankle or move the entire leg around. You could also just bend and straighten into the right leg if that feels best. Drive your left heel down, even if it doesn't touch all the way to the mat. Take an inhale, square off your hips. Exhale, crunch right knee into your nose. Dome your upper back. Now, cross your right ankle over your left thigh for figure 4 bear pose. So also bend your left knee. Press your chest towards your right shin. And then shift forward and step your right foot to your thumb. Drop your left knee and reach both arms up. Let's go prayer hands overhead and then bend your elbows so your hands come behind your skull. Hug your arms, your biceps in, and lean back a little bit so you'll get a nice stretch on the triceps. Keep pressing the palms together. Almost think about the arms hugging the head and lifting it up a little bit. And exhale, release to a half split. Hands down, shift back. Maybe walk your hands back a tad. Stay here and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Bend your right knee, spin your left shin behind you, and open up to the left for a baby warrior 2. So think warrior 2 with the left knee down. Squeeze your glutes and press your hips forward. Now grab opposite elbows overhead like what we did on our back. Inhale. Exhale, lean to your left. You'll squeeze your left oblique. This should be a little bit challenging. Keep pressing your hips forward. Lean your head back into your arms. And then bring your right elbow to your right thigh, like side angle. Sweep your left hand forward and then overhead. Extended side angle, baby version. Look up under your left tricep, maybe even lean back a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale, sweep your left hand to the back of your mat and your right arm overhead. Turn your right toes in. So the right leg is like warrior 2, modified side plank. I love to lean back a little bit here and make it a back bend. Look up at the ceiling. And then put your right hand down, roll onto your right toes. Face the back of the mat, left leg goes up, 3-leg down dog. Bend your left knee, stack your hips, and move the left leg around at the ankle, hip, or just bend and straighten at the knee. Adjust your hands as needed, relax your neck, let your head hang nice and heavy. Keep your breath moving, and then take an inhale, square your hips. Exhale, crunch, left knee to your nose, dome your back. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure 4 bear pose. Keep your hips up high. Press your chest towards your left shin. Spread your fingers out and press. Shift forward, step your left foot towards your thumb, and drop your back knee. Reach both arms up, low lunge. Melt your hips forward, and then prayer hands. Bend at your elbows and lean back. So think of hugging the arms in almost towards the ears. Keep pressing the palms together. Lift up through your waist. Pull your belly button in. Inhale. Exhale, release your hands to the mat and shift back. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. You can do palms, fingertips, or blocks to the mat. Breathe here for 3. Really think about pulling the pinky toe edge of your foot back. 2. And 1. Bend your left knee. Spin your right shin behind you. And open up to your right like warrior 2 with the back knee down. Grab opposite elbows overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, lean to the right. Squeeze your right oblique a lot and drive your left heel down. Think about that left leg. All right, side angle. Sweep your right hand in front of you and then reach it overhead. Extended side angle, baby version. Look up under your right tricep and maybe even lean back a little bit if you have space. Take an inhale. Exhale, sweep your right hand towards the front of the mat and then reach your left arm, bicep by the ear. If you'd like to curl back a little bit, might feel nice. And let's go left hand down, step back to plank pose. You're now facing the front of your mat, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward, lower halfway and hold for 3. Drop the knees if you need, squeeze your thighs. 2. We're going back up 1 high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust your hands and feet as needed. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Lift your heels, squeeze your calf muscles, squeeze your thigh muscles. Draw your low belly in and tippy-toe your feet all the way towards the top of your mat, taking as many little baby steps as you need. Big toes will touch, a sliver between your heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach your arms up, look up. Bring your hands to your heart center. And relax your arms down by your side, Samastitihi. Close your eyes for a moment, take a breath in, and exhale. We're gonna move through 3 rounds of basic traditional sun salutation A. Feel free to move at your own pace. I usually have us hold down dog for 5 breaths. When you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands down and step back. Finish your exhale as you lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing, thighs off the mat, or Cobra, thighs on the mat. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Adjust your hands and feet as needed. We're here for 5 breaths. Hide your heels behind your ankles. They don't need to touch the mat. Press your thigh bones and shin bones back. Pull your belly button up and in. Lift through your tailbone, outer hips lifting. Lengthen through your waist. Hollow out your armpits and relax your neck. Last breath. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise to stand, arms up, hands heart, and Samastitihi. Round 2, inhale, arms up, look up, maybe lean back. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, lift halfway. On your exhale, palms down, step back, Chaturanga. Finish your exhale. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, we'll all meet in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Fingers spread out. Less pressure in the wrists that way. Feel a gentle lift behind the heart so you're not dumping your heart back towards your ankles. You're still lifting, lengthening, but the neck is relaxed. Let that hang. Breath active for 2. Last one. Lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms up. And hands heart. Samastitihi. Last one. Inhale, arms up, lean back if that feels okay. And exhale, fold. You can always bend your knees. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands down. Step back or jump back, Chaturanga. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Find a little bit more ease, a little bit more space with each round, each time you come back here. Keep squeezing the legs, pressing through the arms. Some teachers like to say that down dog is a resting posture. I do not feel this way. You should definitely still be engaged. The only thing that I find really relaxed here is the neck and the muscles in the face. Yeah, you're getting a nice stretch through the back of the body, but most of the body, front of the body, is still engaged a lot. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift the right leg up, flex your foot. Exhale, take a step to your right thumb. Rise up, warrior 1, reach your arms up. Melt your hips forward and drive the outer edge of your left foot down. Bind your hands behind your back. Keep your legs strong and sturdy. Inhale, curl back, chest up. Exhale, humble warrior, drop inside your right thigh. Once you get down, think hips a little left, torso a little right. Relax your neck as much as you can. Just keep pressing down through that left leg. Keep it engaged. Use your back muscles and the strength of your core to lift yourself back up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out, warrior 2 to the back of your mat. Big bend left knee and sink. Arms reaching opposite directions. Don't forget about that right arm, the back arm. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten your legs. Reach up, reach back. And exhale, side angle. Left elbow to the thigh, right arm sweeps overhead. If you don't want to extend, you can always just reach the right arm straight up. Feel a little lean back over the left thigh and press through the outer edge of your right foot. Let's take it to the front of the mat, Skandasana. Put a big bend in your right knee and sink your hips. You can always come halfway down. You could always lift your right heel up. Lots of different options. Flex your left toes and breathe here for 3, 2. You're going to use the strength of your right leg, maybe an assist from your hands, to spring yourself to a twist at the back of the mat. So the right hand will go down, left arm will go up at the back of the mat. Twisting. Squeeze your legs, press the back of your right knee up. Let's go left hand to the hip. As you drop your right knee, reach your right arm up and back and lean back. The left hand can stay at the hip, or you can walk it down your right thigh and lean back a little more for 3, 2, 1. Both hands to the mat. Step your left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up, keep your hips square. Exhale, step to your left thumb and rise up, warrior 1. That's your inhale. We're gonna pause here and sink a little deeper. Try to twist and align your torso forward. Bind your hands with the opposite thumb on top. Legs strong and sturdy. Inhale, curl back. Exhale, dip inside, humble. Swing your hips a little right, torso a little left, and drop your head. Look at your right heel. Keep your breath active and intentional. Inhale, bring it up. Left toes in, right toes out as you release your arms. Virabhadrasana 2 to the front of your mat. Squeeze your glute muscles towards each other so you can externally rotate your thighs. Straight legs, reverse triangle. High five the space behind you. And bend your right knee, side angle. Avoid dumping forward or even dumping into the right side. Really try to lean back over the right thigh. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Skandasana to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Anything you want with the arms. Keep in mind side 2 in any pose might feel a little bit different. Adjust it as needed. You're going to use the strength of your left leg, maybe an assist from your hands, to spring yourself forward. Runner's lunge twist at the front. Left hand down, right arm up. Look up at your right hand, and then drop your left knee. Bring your right hand to your hip and curl back. Stay here, or walk the right hand down the back of the left leg and lean back a little more for 3, 2, 1. Both hands to the mat. Step right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. All right, that's going to be our flow sequence today. If you're familiar with my style, we'll go through that 2 more times. Of course, they're optional. If you want to add something in or take something out, feel free to do that on your own. I'll guide you through all of it. Let's go ahead and start with the right side. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, take a step. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, bind your hands. Inhale, lean back, lift. Exhale, dive, humble. It's kind of like a crunch. Inhale, right back up. Right toes in, left toes out. Warrior 2 to the back. Straight legs, reverse. Exhale, side angle. To the front of your mat, Skandasana, sink. Spring yourself to the back of the mat and twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Back knee down, left hand, hip or back of the thigh, curl back. Exhale, palms down, step back, Vinyasa. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, bind your hands. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, 1 breath, dive. Inhale, back up. Left toes in, right toes out, warrior 2 to the front. Straight right leg, reverse, triangle. Rebend, side angle. Follow your breath to the back. Skandasana, it's like a dance. To the front, runner with a twist. Left hand down, right arm up, big reach. Back knee down, right hand hip or back of the thigh, curl back. On your exhale, both hands down, step back, chaturanga. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. One more time here together. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bind. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, 1 breath, dive. Inhale, right back up. and warrior 2 to the back. Straight legs, reverse it. Exhale, side angle. To the front, Skandasana, right knee bending. To the back, twist, right hand down, left arm up. Take your time. Back knee down, curl back, right arm reaching. Exhale, palm the mat, Vinyasa. All right, left side, inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, bind. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, dive. Inhale, back up. Warrior 2 to the front. Straight legs, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Skandasana to the back. And take it to the front. Runner with a twist, right arm up. Take your time, back knee down, left arm reaching, inhale. Exhale, both hands to the mat. Step back, Vinyasa. But this time, let's go ahead and meet in a child's pose. Fix your hair or grab some water if you need to. Make any adjustments you need. And we'll meet in a nice, comfortable child's pose. Actually, our first real child's pose of class, I believe. Forehead down, find your breath, make it full and even. Allow your body to soften into the mat. Anything that has or has not happened in your practice, allow that to fade away. It really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you're moving and breathing. How many poses and what they look like isn't really significant. Two more breaths here. All right, let's go ahead and come up through tabletop to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, spread your fingers out and walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Now take your peace sign fingers and grab your big toes. Bend the knees if you need. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your core, and notice the length in the back side. Elbows out and a little back, like they're kind of wrapping around your shins a little bit. Think about crawling your belly and your ribs down your thighs, forehead towards your shins. Completely relax through the back of your neck. Feel like there's a weight in the crown of your head pulling it towards the mat for 3. Tip your weight forward, 2. And 1. Inhale, halfway lift, slide hands under feet. Toes towards your wrist crease. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, elbows a little out to the sides. Try to somersault your weight forward. So you feel a decent pressure in your hands. It should feel pretty nice, actually. Soften your jaw, head hanging heavy. Tailbone lifting for 3. Belly in, 2. And 1. Go ahead and release that. Walk yourself forward. Plank pose. Take it all the way down to your stomach. All the way down, nice and slowly. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knees. Reach back for your feet. If you can't grab your feet, no problem. Let's take a locust pose with the hands bound behind the back. Otherwise, Dhanurasana, kick into your hands. You can choose whether you want to look down, forward, or up. Squeeze an imaginary block between your knees. So I don't want your knees out super wide. This is too easy. You got to squeeze your inner thighs and kick back for 3. 2, 1, release. Hands under shoulders and roll up, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, so let's go ahead and inhale, lift the right leg up in down dog. Exhale, take a step to your right thumb. Move your left foot a little bit to the left and rise up high lunge, crescent warrior. Straight left leg, really strong. Bind your hands behind your back. Keep your left leg straight as you inhale, curl back. So press the back of the left knee up, spine going in, chin up, and start to hinge forward. Tip your weight into your right leg for bound warrior 3. If you need to, release your hands to heart center. Flex your left foot, lift up from your heel. Bend the standing knee if you need to. Keep your left leg straight, inhale. Keep the bind or release it for Shiva squat. Left knee to your right calf. Hug your left heel up towards your seat. Crouch down nice and low. Keep the bind or release it as you open up half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Bound is going to be a little harder. You're just balancing on your right leg. You can always go right hand down, mat or block. Flex your left foot. This is really going to work those stabilizer muscles in your ankle and your knee. Go ahead and release your grip. If you've still got it, take a step back, like triangle pose. So right heel lined up with the arch, reach your arms in opposite directions. Flip your right palm, reverse triangle. So I want you to think of lifting your ribs up away from your hips, and then coming through center, reach your right hand forward and down. Grab onto your shin or use a block. Left arm goes up. It's easy to dump forward here. Think about being in between two panes of glass. Squeeze your thighs. Kind of squeeze your right hip so it goes under, your right glute goes under. And think tailbone towards your left heel. With your hand, imagine turning a doorknob to the right. And then look down. Little bend right knee, walk it to the left, wide leg fold. Drop your head, line your fingertips up with your toe tips. Chaturanga arms, active press. Squeeze your legs, tip your weight a little forward. It's not just hanging out here, the pose is still active. If you don't feel it, shorten your stance a little bit and squeeze more. Crown of the head down for 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, lift up halfway. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Now I like to here kind of open the arms, like left elbow blocking left knee, right arm goes up. You can always do something else, otherwise I'll guide you through this. Expand your chest, turn your right thumb down and then bend your elbow. Right hand towards your left hip. Then left arm's reaching out, turn the left thumb down, bend the elbow, and maybe you bind your hands behind your back. Flex your right toes and turn your chest to the right for 3. 2. 1, release your bind. Use the strength of your left leg, maybe your hands, to spring yourself up to a warrior 2, face the front of your mat. 1 breath, reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Exhale, side angle, elbow, thigh, or hand to mat. Stay here, or left arm sweeps forward, extended. Stay here, or left thumb now turns up, bend the elbow, and half wrap. The right hand is going to go inside the right leg, and maybe you grab fingertips or you grab your left wrist. Easy to dump forward here. Try to lean back, open your chest, expand for 3. 2, stay here, or take 1 step, 2 step up with your left foot. So now you're kind of in a standing forward fold with a bind around your right leg. All 10 toes point forward. Shift the weight to the left, bend your knees as you slowly start to rise all the way up, birds of paradise if you want it. Hug your right knee in towards your shoulder. Stay here or work to extend your right leg and hold for 3. 2. 1. Rebend your right knee. Slowly start to lower yourself all the way down. Take a big step back with your left foot. We're all going to meet in our side angle position. Then go ahead and bring your left hand down. We'll drop the left knee to the mat and shift back to a half splits. Half splits should feel pretty nice right about now. Pull your toes back. Go ahead and rebend into the right knee. Put both hands down. Tuck your left toes and press back to 3-leg down dog. Take an inhale. On your exhale, crunch your right knee to your left elbow and then kick your right leg out so the toes point forward. The left foot needs to be like warrior 2. Spin your heel down, fall in triangle. This feels Not exactly like triangle pose, but a little bit. So in triangle pose, the right foot is just more towards the right hand, but you're still leaning back a little bit in triangle pose instead of dumping forward. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your left hand down. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh for a figure 4 bear pose again. Just like we did in the beginning. Right ankle over left thigh. Start to walk your hands all the way back towards your left foot. Once you get there, you'll have to bend your left knee. We're coming up to a figure 4. Hands to your heart. Take a moment to get stable here. Find an unmoving spot to focus your gaze. Then bring your left hand to your left hip. Your right hand can grab your knee, or your peace sign fingers can grab your big toes. As you come to stand, right leg out to the right. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Look to the left. The knee is great. Keep your left leg straight. Drive your heel down for 3. 2. 1. Right leg through center. Release the grip and float your leg, arms up for 3. Chest forward. 2. 1. Standing split. Dive hands down. Tip your weight forward as you kick your right leg up. Drop your head. Squeeze your right glute and your lower abs. Walk your hands forward so you're in 3-leg down dog with the right leg up. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Stay here or shift it forward and flip wild thing. Strong left shoulder stacked over the wrist. Look at either hand. Press your spine in towards your heart for 3. 2. 1. Right hand down, pigeon pose. Slide right knee up behind the wrist. Left leg long behind you. Stay here or take it forward for sleeping pigeon. Maybe even stack your palms. Make a little pillow for your forehead. Try to avoid fidgeting around here. It's easy when things are uncomfortable to kind of adjust so we don't think about it so much. I want you to completely feel the discomfort of this pose. You can kind of detach from the discomfort if you focus. You know, you are not the discomfort you feel, you are just experiencing it. And notice how that discomfort, the more you detach from it and the more you breathe, the less overbearing it becomes. Two more breaths here. All right, you guys, walk your hands back under your shoulders. Roll onto your right hip and swing your left leg around. Left leg is extended forward, kind of like Janu Shirshasana, but we're gonna cradle the right leg. So I want you to bring the bottom of your right foot towards your left bicep, and then wrap the right arm around the right knee. You can grab your hands, or maybe you just stay like this. You could also make 2 L shapes with your arms, more of like a bench for your right leg. This is great. Now, we're gonna work on compass pose. This is step 1, cradling the legs. So you have all the options. I'll give you all the steps. Option 1, step 1, stay here, cradle the leg. Maybe you rock a little bit side to side. Sometimes you can even put your right hand down behind you and kind of rock a little bit, massage out the right glute. This is great. If you want to move on, you're going to grab the right foot with the right hand and the left hand. Kind of jam the knee back behind the right shoulder. So you can do this a few times to open up the hip joint. I'm actually going to turn to face you to do this. So you're jamming the right shin back, back, back. Right arm goes under right leg. You kind of need to put your right leg on like a backpack. So I like to grab the calf from underneath, lift it up a little bit higher. My right hip is going to lift off the mat a little bit. Your left hand stays on your right foot. Your right hand goes to the mat. I like to turn the fingers in. It helps with the rotation of the elbow and the shoulder. So almost like you're pointing your right fingers towards your butt. Your left hand still has your right foot. Stay here or start to kick your right leg up. The toes point back. At this point, I like to switch the grip and take the left hand to the outside of the right foot, and turn the torso to the left. You want to try to sit up nice and tall and look to the left. Keep flexing your left foot for 3. Press your right hand into the mat. 2 and 1. Now, to get out, bend your right knee. You're going to come back the same way, and I'm going to give you the option for an arm balance exit. So this is really fun. It's very challenging. If you want to give it a shot, let's go. Hands down, framing your left leg. Now, you're going to lift your left leg up and cross the left ankle over the right thigh, so your ankles are crossed. Now, start to pick your seat up, tip your weight forward, and kick your legs out to the right for 8-angle pose. Now, from here, if you're facing the front of the mat, you have the option to unthread your legs. Left leg goes underneath, right leg goes forward, and step back, jump back, chaturanga. And we'll meet back in the downward facing dog. I think this is probably the most complicated thing I've put in a class before. So feel free to skip it. Feel free to rewatch it. There's a lot going into compass pose and 8-angle pose. So I'll definitely re-explain everything on the left side and try to get some things that I missed. First, let's go ahead and lift the left leg up. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Move your right foot a little to the right and rise up, high lunge, crescent warrior. Clasp your hands behind your back. Right leg straight, strong, sturdy. Curl back. Think knuckles towards your right heel. Puff up your chest. And then start to shift your weight into your left leg for bound warrior 3. Remember, at any point, you can release your hands to heart center. Twist your torso a little to the left and lift your right heel up more. Now, Shiva squat. Keep the hands or release. Right knee, left calf. Keep the hands or release. Open up, Ardha Chandra, half moon. Very challenging regardless, but especially with this bind. Flex your right foot. Choose one spot to focus your gaze. If you've got the bind, shoulder blades together for 3, 2, 1. Take a step back and release those hands. Let's go reverse triangle. Left arm up, big reach. Through center. Left hand forward and down. Grab the shin or use a block triangle pose, Trikonasana. Think of scooping your left hip underneath and peeling your right hip on top. Press the outer edge of your right foot down and the ball of your left foot down. If you're grabbing your ankle, turn the doorknob a little bit to the left. And then look down, little bend left knee, walk it to the right, wide leg fold. Grab your feet, ankles, big toes, whatever you like to do. If there's something else I didn't mention, feel free to do that instead. Squeeze your legs, tip your weight forward. Shoulders away from ears. 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, take it to the right, Skandasana. Big bend right knee. Flex your left toes. Now, I like to reach the arms out wide, expand the chest. Stay here, or turn your left thumb to point down, bend your left elbow. Left hand to the back of the right hip. And then turn the right thumb to point down, bend your right elbow. Maybe you grab your left wrist or your fingertips. You can always use a towel or a strap here as well. 3. Turn your chest to the left. 2. And 1. Release the bind if you've got it. Stamp your right heel into the mat and spring up to a warrior 2. Facing the front of your mat. Adjust your feet if you need to. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Now, top arm extending, right arm overhead, palm down, stay here. Or you're going to take the right arm behind the back. So it's the back of the hand that's touching the hip. Bend your left arm underneath your left leg. Maybe you're grabbing your right wrist and leaning back over the left thigh. Keep your legs active. Stay here in this bound side angle, or take 1 step, 2 step with your right foot. All 10 toes point to the front of the mat. Shift the weight over to the right leg and slowly work to stand yourself all the way up, hugging the left knee in. Choose one spot, focus your gaze, stay here, or straighten left leg, birds of paradise for 3, 2, 1. Gently start to bend your left knee and slowly, with control, lower yourself down. We'll all meet back in our side angle pose and bring the right hand down. Drop your back knee. Let's go half split for a moment. Flex your left toes. This should feel pretty nice. Little relief. Rebend your left knee. We're going down dog, split. Left leg goes up. 3 leg down dog, left leg up. Take an inhale. Exhale, crunch your left knee to your right elbow, and then kick your left leg out. Toes point forward, fallen triangle. You want left shoulder over the wrist, hips to the sky. Kind of squeeze your left oblique, right arm up or forward. And right hand down. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh for this figure 4 bear pose. Left ankle over right thigh, and walk your hands all the way back towards your right foot. Once you get there, feel stable and bring your hands up to heart center for figure 4. Left toes flex, sink your hips back. Choose a spot, focus your gaze. Bring your right hand to your right hip, left hand to your left knee, or the peace sign fingers to the big toe. As you come up to stand, left leg to the left. Side 2 might feel different. If you fall out, it's all part of the fun. Drop your tailbone towards your right heel. Look to the right. Pull your ribs in. 3, 2, 1. Left leg through center. Arms up. Lower abs engaged. Shift forward for 3, 2, 1. Standing split. Dive your hands down. Kick your left leg up. Get a little bit of relief here. Relax. And walk your hands forward. So you're in 3 leg down dog again with the left leg up. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Stay here, hang out, or flip it over, wild thing. Hips to the sky. Look at either hand. And release pigeon pose. Left knee up behind the wrist. Adjust the pose to work for you. So you can adjust your left foot by bringing it back, forward. You can always put some props underneath your left hip. There's always options. There's not always there's actually very rarely one perfect pose. I just want you to feel a nice big opening through the outside of the left hip and maybe a little stretch on the right hip flexor depending on your body and how flexible you are. Try to relax the shoulders and try to melt into the stretch instead of avoiding. Welcome the discomfort, breathe. Few more breaths here. All right, slowly start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Roll onto your left hip and swing your right leg around. So kind of like a Janu Shirshasana. Left knee bent, right leg extended. You're gonna cradle the left leg. Bottom of the left foot, I like to the right bicep, and I like to grab the hands and rock a little bit, but you could also do this L-shaped hold with the hands. Maybe even put your left hand a little bit behind you and kind of roll out the left glute. This is a great stretch actually for like the glute muscles and the piriformis muscle. So even if you don't try compass pose, you can stay here and enjoy this. All right, so we're in our cradle position, left leg in. Now, stay here, this is step 1, or you're gonna grab your left foot with both hands and think about jamming the knee back almost behind the shoulder. Do this a few times to open up the joints. And then think about putting your left leg on like a backpack. So the left arm goes underneath. I like to grab, left hand, grab the calf. Kind of pick it up and put it up and over the shoulder. Now the left hip wants to lift up a little bit. Left hand down, but turn the pinkies in. Now, once you get here, and if you're feeling okay, this is kind of when I like to switch the grip to the right hand outside of the foot. as you straighten your left leg, the toes go back and you kind of climb your torso through and look to the right. To me, this side is harder than the other, so if you have one side that's easier, harder, just know that's pretty natural, especially in such a dramatic pose. Try to get low back in. If you're in compass, when you're ready, start to bend the knee, and I'll show you 8-angle pose again, maybe from the side this time. So your left hand will go down. You're going to keep your left leg up and over, kind of like a backpack. It's also possible to do elephant trunk pose here. Press into your hands and lift your hips up, but that's not what we're doing today. So both hands down. For me, this side's way harder. We'll see how it goes. Now you're going to lift your right leg up and take right leg over left. Now you're going to shift your weight forward into your hands and extend your legs out to the left and look to the left. So arms are like chaturanga. It's very challenging for me on this side to get the exit. So the exit again is in 8-angle. You unthread, right leg goes through and back, and then take a big step back. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. It's a very challenging transition and quite a few challenging poses. So if it seems like a foreign language to you, don't worry about it. I've been practicing this for quite a while and it's still challenging. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't come overnight. Let's go ahead, step or jump through to a seat, or just drop your knees and grab a seated position. Let's take the bottoms of the feet together with the knees out wide. Bring your feet really close to you. Grab your ankles or feet, whatever feels good. Baddha Konasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge and fold. You can use your elbows to press your knees down, sternum forward, shoulders down the spine. If you don't feel enough sensation here, you can open your feet up like a book, really pressing the outer blades of the feet towards each other. And think about squeezing the glutes together, and that will help externally rotate your hips for 3, 2, and 1. Lift your torso back up. Close your knees like a book. Extend your legs forward and wiggle into your sitting bones. Maybe even move the fleshy part of your seat away from you. Flex your feet, bend your knees if you need. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana. Grab your feet, ankles, or shins. Keep your spine nice and flat. So before you round your spine, bend your knees. You'll still feel a nice stretch through the back of the legs, but you'll also get a nice lengthen through the lower back. If the shoulders are hunched up to the ears, try to draw the shoulders down the spine for 3, 2, and 1. Gradually walk your hands back up towards you. Bend your knees, bump your hips forward, and lower all the way down onto your back. You can hug your knees in for a moment. That will probably feel pretty nice. We did a lot today. Let's go ahead and take 3 back bends, feet on the mat. I'll guide you through 2 rounds of bridge and 1 round of upward facing bow. Arms by your side, toes point forward. You can put a block between your knees or imagine you have a block between your feet and your knees. So I want your feet hips width, knees hips width. Lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes. Squeeze the imaginary block between your legs. Press the balls of your feet down just a tad so you'll feel the inner thighs. Great. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower your hips. Take a breath. And then we'll do bridge pose again, maybe with the binds. Lift your hips up, bind your hands underneath you. Press the outside edges of your hands into the mat. Kind of walk the shoulder blades together a little bit. Firm your glutes, hip points up for 3. Chin a little away from chest, 2. And 1, release the hands if they're bound and slowly lower down. Take a breath. You can do that again or put your hands beside your ears. Thumbs, fingers point back towards your shoulders. Now lift your hips up like bridge. If you're there and it's going well, press into your hands. Lift your chest, torso up off the mat. Press your chest through towards whatever is behind you, a wall, the back of your mat. And then your toes want to turn out, but try to point the toes forward or even a little bit in and press the balls of the feet down. That way you'll feel the inner thighs engage and spiral down a bit. Squeeze your glutes, let the back of your head, neck, relax. 3. Keep breathing. 2. 1, tuck your chin in, start to bend your elbows, and slowly lower yourself all the way down. Hug both knees into your chest. Take your legs up in a waterfall or shoulder stand. If you have any neck injury or pain, waterfall is great. Otherwise, let's go ahead, hips up. You could also use a block instead of your hands. You want to think about the shoulders and the back of the skull pressing down, so there's actually not so much tension in the neck. Walk the elbows in so they're in line with the shoulders. Squeeze your core and your legs. Stay here or take your legs overhead for a plow pose. Toes tucked or untucked, play around with it. Maybe you bind the hands, kind of like we did in bridge pose. Feel some rounding, not some, feel a lot of rounding through your spine. And if you'd like, bend your knees for ear pressure pose. Knees to temples is great and more accessible in my opinion. Breathe here for 3. Back of the skull, press down. 2. Less in the neck. 1. Slowly start to lower yourself down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's go legs last. Try to keep those legs straight as you lower. All right. Let's go ahead and take right leg over left, like eagle legs. You can do single wrap or double wrap. Move your hips a little to the right and let your knees fall off to the left. Now you can reach your arms out wide like a T or cactus shape, but I want you to look to the right. Now wrapping the leg even once will just help so that you don't have to engage so much. You're using the weight of your left leg to help get your right leg down. So you don't need to focus on really squeezing anything. You can kind of just melt into this. One more breath. Slowly bring your legs through center. Unwind. If they're crossed, take your left leg over your right, single or double wrap. First, just move your hips a little left, then let your knees go off to the right. If you get a little adjustment in your spine, that's normal. Look to the left. Allow your body to melt into the mat. Breathe. One more breath. Slowly bring your legs back through center. Unwind. If there's any final pose you'd like to take here, happy baby, or any other stretch that feels good, please feel free. When you are ready and it feels right for you, go ahead and make your way into a final resting position. You can extend your legs or take any other placement with the legs. You could also grab a seated meditation. Feel free to grab a towel, put it over your eyes, make any adjustments to your clothing that you need to feel more comfortable. And then once you find the space of comfort, try to find stillness. So as you fidget around and move the body, the mind wants to fidget around. Still the body to still the mind. Allow your big muscle groups like your thighs, your glutes, your abdomen to relax. And then think of the parts of the body that don't get so much attention. The palms, forearms, around the armpits. Feel the bottoms of your feet, around the joints with your toes. Notice your ankles and your knee joints, and allow those little connecting muscles and tendons to relax as well. They did a lot today. Follow the rhythm of your breath without any need to control it. Shavasana. We'll be here for a few minutes. Take your next breath a little bit deeper. Anything that did or did not happen throughout your practice, allow that to fade away. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And just notice how you feel now. So with all that behind us, all the work, the non-attachment to the poses and what they look like, notice the feeling right now. And that's the goal. Reach your arms over your head, point your toes, hug your knees into your chest, and roll to your right or left side. Allow your body to rest in stillness for a breath or two, enjoying the fact that there's nowhere else to be, nothing else to do, except when you're ready, making your way to a comfortable seat. Take your time. Sit up nice and tall with your shoulders relaxed. Bring both hands to your heart center and press your thumbs into your sternum. Sit up a little taller and take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Maybe cough. Bow your head towards your heart. Take a moment to honor your practice, the effort you put in, and all the teachers that have come before. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your practice. Namaste. Awesome effort. I know that was challenging, so thank you for giving it a shot and following along. Let me know if you liked this kind of class, if it was a little bit too much, or what you want to see in the future. Coming 2023, which is like next week, I will be releasing not only one, but 2 videos a week. So one will be a regular yoga class, all different lengths, all different difficulty levels. And then the second one will be a shorter video of a posture lab. So each week I'll go over anywhere from 1 to 3 poses, starting with some really basic poses, just very simple alignment cues, common misalignments that I see when I teach in person, and different modifications on how to make the poses work better for you. So look out for that, 2 videos a week starting 2023. If there's any poses you really are interested about, let me know, and I'll make sure to put that in the itinerary. Like I said, we're starting out super basic, but we will get into some more advanced poses down the line, as I'm planning to keep it going the entire year. So thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.